Hello and welcome to the Ferret Business Podcast. I am your host, Yemmy the Ferret, aka Yemmy. And with me today is someone I met through live stream with Joyful Death. He's a player. He's a Let's Player. Well, he might be a player too.
Be a player.
And a Mega Man lover. It's Briar LaCroix. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Yemmy. Thank you so much for having me. Wonderful introduction. Hello, everybody.
Did I say the name right?
It's about as good as everyone gets it. It's French for the cross. It's like, if you say it French-like, it's like LaCroix.
Oh.
But I say it LaCroix, like a bird.
Fancy. LaCroix.
So everyone gets it about wrong, even me.
Where did Briar LaCroix come from?
Boy, I could go on about that for a minute, but the name originated from, I'm a big nerd for Vampires the Masquerade, and in the second game they had, Bloodlines, the big boss, I think he was a Ventrue, the big boss guy, who kind of had domain over the whole city. He told everyone what to do and everything. His name was Sebastian LaCroix. And back when I played Guild Wars, I was like, I want to be like that guy, but it had been like a year since I played the game. Name was Briar, and it just kind of stuck that way forever. I wanted to be like Sebastian LaCroix, the big bad guy from Vampire the Masquerade, and I just butchered the first name entirely, and it just kind of stuck.
Well, hey, it's got a nice ring to it.
It rolls off the tongue.
So, are you planning on playing the Masquerade on your channel?
I was actually discussing doing kind of like a Halloween episode, like around October. I would start in on the Vampire the Masquerade games. I'd dress up real nice and fancy, act all prim and proper, try to cosplay Sebastian as good as I can. He's a small boy. I'm a bit of a bigger boy.
Oh, I guess the funny thing about your name is there's that like sparkling water called LaCroix. So I don't know if it's spelled the same, but that's what I always think of. Or LaCroix. Is it LaCroix or LaCroix?
I think it's LaCroix, how they say it. The amount of like tagged images I get on Twitter of people posting up like crates of LaCroix water and be like, "Hey, Briar, are you related?" It's just through the roof. At least maybe once a week I get a picture like that.
I can imagine. It's kind of like me with my beard. Everyone's like, "Oh, look at the Amish guy." It's like, "Yep, just left yesterday."
Hey, there goes Yemmy.
You got me. Oh, I forgot to mention, all your social media links will be down in the description below, including YouTube and Twitter, and I believe you have a Facebook too. So I'll post all that down below in the description, of course, so that they're easily accessible to anyone who is interested.
I thank you. You're too kind, Yemmy.
So, about the Facebook, I wouldn't even imagine making a Facebook for my channel. Is it something that helps you, or is it just like covering all your bases kind of thing?
Well, it started off like as a covering all my bases thing. I originally was like one of those edgy people. I don't know if that's the right word. Where I was like, ooh, Twitter. I don't want to get involved in that. I don't like Twitter. I don't like Instagram. But I was like, it's probably best for my channel if I make one. And Facebook-wise, I gotta say, for about 5 months, my only fan was my mom. So that was nice. If you want anyone related to like your channels, that's where you go to make Facebook, I'd imagine. But when I got Twitter, man, I love Twitter. I'm way too addicted to that now.
Yeah, I had to wean myself off Facebook through my high school years. I was just 24/7 Facebook, and now I'm pretty much 24/7 Twitter and Discord. So it kind of balances out. I think I find less well, I guess I wouldn't say less cringy posts. I'd say I find less actually no, you see about the same amount of cringe and things.
The thing I've noticed is, at least on my Facebook, it's all about like people are trying to one-up each other, being snooty and everything. But when I hop onto Twitter, the amount of, at least how my Twitter seems to behave when I'm looking at it, is mostly like people are super supportive of each other. Everyone's really nice. But maybe I just follow nice people. I don't know. Or it could say a lot about everyone I have on my Facebook too.
Well, yeah. Yeah, maybe. So Yeah, I enjoy Twitter. I think Twitter is a good way to just kind of reach a broader audience. You can do the hashtags and get people around, and you can post a lot of stupid things, and your family won't even know. I try to keep my YouTube and my family separate. You know,
I can hear that. I like to imagine Twitter as everyone's just in this giant room, and whoever screams the loudest is like, "Oh, hey, that guy's talking about something interesting."
Yeah, let's go over to him. He seems kind of cool. That Briar LaCroix, is it? LaCroix?
For about the first month I had Twitter, everyone kept calling me Brian.
Oh, really?
I corrected like 2 people, and then it just kept happening. I was like, I guess this is my life now. I'm Brian.
It's me, oh shit! I even said it myself. So, do you do like intros for your videos? Like you come in with the same kind of line, or do you have something new every time?
I wanted to make an intro, but I always figured the more important thing was the outro. So I focused on making like fancy little, I don't know if they'd be fancy graphics and stuff, but when I do my intros, it's sort of like, hey everybody, Briar here, and today we're going to be doing X. And whatever X is, I was laughing at myself the other day because I can't seem to keep like a straight line of thought. Mm-hmm. So I'll get like 2 seconds into describing whatever we're doing today, and then I'm instantly on to something else or completely distracted. Yeah. So at least I've got the first like, hey guys.
Yeah. You got the part of the intro down, but the rest of it's somewhere off in your brain.
Yeah, I'm a rambling machine.
So, are there any YouTubers who inspired you to go on to YouTube?
For a while, like I wasn't really, I don't want to say I was inspired by other YouTubers. There are people I look at, like, you know, Markiplier, like Let's Play wise, up until this past, because when I started my channel, it was in October. Up until then, I'd only ever really watched Markiplier.
Yeah.
And I've been watching Joyful Death, Vash, and a handful of other people. And I don't take pieces of what they do, but I watch other stuff to help build what I can do better. I like learning through them. So I really look up, if I were to look up to anyone like around who's not Markiplier, I really look up to Vash's content because he's just so spot on with his intros, and they are just so good, and he always knows what he's talking about. So if I look up to anyone, I know, and he's just like, I love watching his stuff because he's just so endearing in like that first minute where he sits and he just talks with you about the game or about what's going on. It's just really nice to have him sit and talk you through stuff like that. And I've told him dozens of times, like, I can't manage to get to that point where I could talk for a minute straight and feel like I know what I'm talking about.
Right. And actually, speaking of Joy and Vash, I was wondering how you all met.
Well, boy, Vash will get a kick out of this when he hears, but originally when I hopped on Twitter, I had found a post from Shameless McFly. He's on my Twitter somewhere. He's constantly talking about video games and stuff like that, but he had someone shared a post of his where he was saying he wanted to watch some new YouTubers, and back when I had like 10 subscribers, I was like, me, watch me. And so he shared my video around, and I started watching some of the other people who he was asking for. And I think I met Joy that way. And through Joy, I met Vash. And let's see, I think Vash brought me into talking with Joy more, but when I originally started talking with Vash, I was watching his videos, and I was like, I sent him a DM on Twitter. I was like, hey, I really like your face cam. Is there any way you can tell me what cam you use? Mm-hmm. And I was super like nervous about messaging him because he had like dwarfed me like in followers and subscribers. I was like, oh god, he's not going to want to pay attention to me at all. But he messaged me back and he showed me what camera it was and he helped me out a bunch, and it just kind of, we clicked right away and we became really good friends, and we just kind of snowballed with Vash, Joy, and myself, and we've got this huge group of friends now.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I give, like, I say it all the time whenever I thank people. I always like to thank Shameless McFly, because if it wasn't for me like going out there and throwing my channel at him, I wouldn't have met everyone that I've met now.
That's awesome, man. The ruckus going on behind you. You have 2 dogs then?
I have 2. Yeah, they're making a lot of noise. I've got my big dog Lacey. People who go through and they look at my thumbnails, they'll see her face a lot. I like to, in the horror games I play, I like to take her face and post them on things in my thumbnails.
Mm-hmm.
The small dog I've got right now, I've got a little puppy that we're babysitting for Sasha's mom while she's at work, and she doesn't know personal space very well, so she keeps running up and biting Lacey on the boob, attacking her paws, trying to get to her ears. She's a mean little thing. So that's all the ruckus going on behind me here.
That's cool though. I really like dogs. My dog's 2 years old this year. Oh, there he goes. So, what's your favorite part of streaming with Joy and Vash and everyone else who really joins in on those streams?
I just like hanging out. We do a lot of Dead by Daylight, and probably like my favorite thing when we do Dead by Daylight is I like stressing Joy out. I like getting her to the point where she starts her ranting. She starts getting real mad, and she just goes on cussing like Vash does. It's pretty comical. But for the most part, I just like hanging out with everyone. That's my thing. I like being in the room where we've got like 5 friends and Sasha plays with us, and it's just nice having everyone together. It's like we're all sitting on the couch.
And speaking of Dead by Daylight, you seem to be a master at the game, but you claim that the community is just ass. Why is that?
I could go on. Like, I could ramble about that for a while. I don't do it very much in my videos, but I get really mad when I play games. I try to contain myself because I'm in front of a camera. But Sasha refuses to play it with me anymore because after the first match, I'm immediately pissed off. Either I always get found first, I can't escape the killer. It seems like I'm a master from the live streams, right. I suppose. So I'm pretty garbage at it, and I get grumpy. And when I try to be the killer, in terms of like toxicity, when you try to be the killer, there's these tactics that people do where they'll body block you. Like, if you drop someone and you're walking them to the hook, people can stand under the hook, and it prevents you from putting them on it. And so you have to decide whether you want to waste the time smacking them, cleaning your weapon, and hoping they get out of the way before your current target, the one you're carrying, hops off your back. And I've had matches before where I've downed someone and all 3 of the survivors come out of the woodwork and just sit under the hook. And boy, they'll just take turns rotating with each other, body blocking, and it's just obnoxious. And I can't help but lose my mind when I play it.
That does sound pretty maddening, though. I can totally see that being very frustrating.
Oh yeah, and like flashlights also really irk me too. Like, I don't feel like in a game like that at any point in time the killer should be scared to see a survivor. Like, you're the killer, you're a bad guy, you shouldn't be worried about this scrawny little dude coming around the corner. It's like, oh no, he's got a flashlight.
Watch out. So Joyful Death cued me and you told you about this hot sauce fiasco, and I was really interested in what this was all about.
Okay, so that one, I feel like that one's pretty simple to explain. Like, back when I got my 100 subscriber, I wanted to do something special. I have got a 100-pound dog trying to sneak its way into my lap. Ow. But anyhow, when I got 100 subscribers, I wanted to do something special, and I had already done 2 vlogs before, and I wasn't sure what to do. So I have a friend, Jason, who made this package for me. He sent me off some really hot sauces, and one of them, I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was like Mad Dog with plutonium number 9 in it.
Whew.
It was really hot. And so I decided I was going to play the game Celeste for an extended period of time, trying various hot sauces and stuff. And when it finally got down to it, I got to the Mad Dog, and I took like a tablespoon and I just filled it up. I didn't do anything with it. I just filled it up and threw it down. Ooh. And that was it. Wasn't super hot, so I did another one, and it still wasn't hot. Sasha was sitting behind me making sure I wasn't about to like keel over or something. And I was like, no, guys, it's not that bad. And she looks up and she's like, dude, you shake the bottle. I'm like, oh, no, I didn't do that. And I think that's what did me in. Was I shook it and I tried about half a tablespoon. I don't know how graphic I'm allowed to be, but
graphic as you want.
Okay, so after I shook the bottle, you could see like on the video, like I started stressing out more. I couldn't breathe. It felt like I had a ball of magma in my tummy.
Oh.
And finally, when the recording was done, I got up and I threw my plate and everything away. And my kitchen is like right next to my desk. So I stood in the doorway between where my desk is and where my kitchen is, and I looked at Sasha. Oh, no. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. She'll yell at me if I don't add in the fact that I downed a bottle of Pepto-Bismol afterwards. I got one of the teeny tiny bottles, like, this can't happen, and I downed it. I threw everything away, and I got in the doorway, and I looked at Sasha, and I was like, I'm going to be sick. And I couldn't form a rational thought, so I ran to the sink, and it's probably going to get, like, gross. No one really wants to hear about this, but I ran to the sink, and I proceeded to, like, violently throw up everything I had eaten that day into the sink, and it was all pink and mushy because of the Pepto-Bismol, and it was just a bad time. And I sat there, my face leaking out of every hole, and I just like to die. It was a horrible idea, but super worth it. A lot of people seem to like it, so I tell everyone I'm cheap. I'll do it again if someone's like, hey, Brian, do it again. I'm like, okay.
People like to see pain.
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoy those videos. So, real quickly, there's one game on your channel that you played that we haven't seen any more of, and that is a game called Avery Attorney. And to be honest, that game looks freaking brilliant. Why haven't you played any more of it?
I said at the end of it, like, it's been on my to-do list. It's sitting on my desktop laughing at me right now. I just haven't gotten around to it. I said at the end of the video, I thought if anyone wanted to see more to, leave me a comment. And I don't think anyone said anything. It's like, okay, I'll just go on to something else. But I'll definitely record more of that. Now that you said it, I'll do it. It is a blast. I had so much fun with that game.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I was watching that one. That's one of the ones I was using to get some questions around, and I was like, this game is actually really ingenious, really, to be honest with you.
It was really well written. I haven't played anything past the first chapter, the one that I recorded, and I've got a friend who kept texting me. He was like, after I saw that, I had to play it, and he beat it in one day, and he kept trying to tell me things. He's like, no, stop, don't.
Spoiler alert, come on.
Yeah, apparently, like, you can, like, lose the matches and stuff if you don't have enough information or if you didn't do a good job. You just don't have ways to connect the dots in the courtroom.
That's cool. That is cool. All right, so I have a little game I made here for us to play, and it is called Emo Album Name or Romance Novel Title. And you have to tell me whether it's an emo band album or a romance novel.
Oh boy, okay.
You think you can do it?
I can try.
I got 10 of them here, and away we go. Number 1, The Power of Failing.
That's got to be emo.
Yes, that is by a band named Mineral from 1997.
Ooh, man, they're going back.
Next one, number 2, Something to Write Home About.
Ooh, I'm going to say romance on that one.
And you would be wrong. That is an emo band by the name of The Get Up Kids from 1999. I think that one has like a robot on the album cover too, and I was like, oh, yep, definitely putting that in.
It sounds like about the time era for big robots.
Number 3, Lord of Scoundrels.
Okay, sorry about that. That one's got to be romance novel.
Yes, by a woman named Loretta Chase from 1995.
Is there like a shirtless man in the wind on the cover?
All of them. All.
Ooh, yeah, I knew it.
Number 4, The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me.
Romance.
Ooh, that would be emo by a band named
damn, I'm horrible.
Brand New from 2006. Good band, by the way. I listened to that.
Who was it?
Brand New.
Hadn't heard of them.
Number 5. The Madness of Lord Ian Mackenzie.
Okay, that one's got to be romance.
Yep, that's a romance novel
Yeah.
by Jennifer Ashley from 2009.
That one's got a picture
Just in case
of a
anyone wanted to go
blonde
and read over these books,
That one's got a picture of a blonde man with a wide chin holding a woman from the back, like just wrapping his arms around her, and they're both on top of like a nice castle in the middle of the night.
I think it was a long-haired long-haired white man with black hair, and he had like the classic white shirt ripped open kind of thing going on, button down, and the poofy arms too, like the pirate shirt.
Ooh, boy, the people who write those just love that getup.
Oh yeah, man, it must be very, very sensual. All right, number 6, Devil in Winter.
I feel like I've said romance novel for the past like 5 answers. We'll go with romance one more time.
Oh, it is a romance novel by Lisa
Yes.
Kleypas from 2006. I don't know what that one's about, but it had lots of blood. Number 7, A Fever You Can't Sweat Out.
That one's emo.
Yep, that's Panic at the Disco, 2005.
See, I didn't get big into Panic in the Disco when I was younger, but now I love hearing some of their stuff.
Yeah, I was never really into them ever. Like nowadays, and oh man, I can't talk right now.
Words.
But in the past and in the future, I'm not really a big Panic at the Disco guy. I'm not really anything but a metalhead, to be honest with you. But I do kind of go into other categories every so often. But Panic at the Disco is not where I go, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, number 8. 9 rules to break when romancing a rake.
I feel like that's a trick question. We'll try emo on that one.
That's a romance novel, believe it or not.
Damn, I should have known.
By Sarah McLean from 2010. And I was even talking to my fiance. I'm like, 9 rules to break when romancing a rake, and she was like, what? Like, what does that even mean? Number 9, designing a nervous breakdown.
That one's emo.
Yep, and that is from a band called The Anniversary from 2000.
Right.
And finally, number 10 here, take this to your grave.
Romance.
That's it. That's emo.
Damn.
That's the young Fallout Boy from 2003.
Man, I missed out on some of them 2000s emo music.
It was a big time for them, you know.
Right?
I think that was the one with like I can't think of it right now. I was trying to sing it in my head a little bit, but it didn't work. It was on the first Rock Band. My friend Nick's gonna kill me because he loves this song, and I don't remember the title of it right now. But there was a Fall Out Boy song. It was from 2003. It was on this album. And it was on Rock Band. And it was fun to play.
Man, he's got me worried. I used to play the first Rock Band like day after day, and I can't think of it now.
Oh shoot! I'm gonna figure this out right now, really fast. Rock Band.
To the Google.
1 Fall Out Boy. It's gonna be so. I'm gonna like see it, and I'm gonna be like, Jesus, Dead on Arrival. That's what it's called. Jesus Christ. Oh man. That's the.
For shame.
Well, you didn't do well on that one. I'm gonna be honest with you. But at least we had fun. I think that was a pretty fun time.
Did I get at least half?
I think you got like 4.
Dude.
It's close. It was like a D+, you know, not awful. It's passing, I guess you would say.
Yeah, it's low passing.
All right, well, that's all the time I have for Briar LaCroix for coming, on the podcast today. I want to just thank him once again for coming on and talking with me all about his hot sauce and emo bands and stuff like that. And of course, all of his social medias will be down below, so make sure to check him out. Briar, is there anything else you want to say before we hit the road?
Hit the hay?
I was gonna say hey, but I was like, that doesn't make sense.
I can't think of much I want to say. I just want to say thank you, Yemmy, for having me. I really appreciate it. Sorry if my dogs can't be quiet.
Oh, it's okay.
Poor little puppies. Thank you so much for having me, Yemmy. I really appreciate it.
Oh, not a problem, man. It was a blast. Alrighty, well, I am your host, Yemmy the Ferret, and this has been another episode of the Ferret Business Podcast.